Hey guys, Mighty Gazelle here. I just got back from the theaters for watching Star Wars The Last Jedi, Episode 8, and I figured I'd do a review for you guys because I don't do a whole lot of reviews. I'd like to do more, but I want to give you guys my thoughts on this movie because it was, to put it short, it was phenomenal. First and foremost, this is not a professional review. I am not a professional reviewer of things, so it's going to sound like I'm just kind of rambling from time to time. So I'll try to structure this the best I can, but basically, it's 2 a.m. or 2:30 a.m. where I am. I'm tired, but I want to record this video to get my raw reactions down. I just got back from the theater after all. So if you guys want to stay around and listen, then by all means, this is just a fan rambling nonsense about a movie he enjoyed. So, Star Wars The Last Jedi. Before I tell you guys about this movie, let me briefly tell you what I thought about The Force Awakens. I thought The Force Awakens was a very good movie, not a great movie. It was a movie that I really enjoyed the characters, and I enjoyed various things about the movie, but it felt very safe. And I don't want to, okay, let me say this first. I don't want to anger anyone who really, really loved the movie. I, again, liked the movie. I can only say my opinion. I thought the movie was very, very good. A lot of great things about it. Daisy Ridley did a great job as Rey. Poe and Finn, everyone was awesome. Kylo Ren is cool. Anyway, that's what I thought about the first movie. I thought it was pretty good. Had some flaws, very safe. This movie... Let's see, how should I talk about The Force Awakens? I guess the best way would be to do pros and cons. That way I can, in my mind, kind of structure this. Pros, I'll start there, because there's a lot of pros for this movie. This is a fantastic movie. This is the Star Wars movie that I've been waiting to see ever since Disney announced that they were going to do these, make these Star Wars movies. Pros, where do I begin? Let's go with the acting. Daisy Ridley, phenomenal. By the way, I don't know all the actors' names. I apologize. Again, I'm not a professional. I can only just ramble. Daisy Ridley was phenomenal as Rey. Rey's character was so interesting in this movie. She was battling a lot of things going on basically to her spirit. The things like she couldn't really understand what was going on with her. She was lost, and even at the end of the movie... By the way, this is a... Sorry, I keep saying by the way. This is a spoiler-filled review. I don't want to hold anything back. Again, I just kind of want to talk and get everything off my chest. She was very confused throughout this movie, but it's really cool and endearing to see her learn and grow as a character. We do get some answers about her as well. We learn about who her parents were, which turns out no one special, which I kind of suspected myself. But phenomenal actress. She did a great job throughout this whole movie. Mark Hamill returns as Luke Skywalker, obviously, and he has not missed a beat. If anything, him being older now, it adds sort of a grandeur to his performance. I watched the old movies recently to see him in his younger days, and so I could compare them to how he is now. And I tell you, he's aged like a fine wine. Let me tell you, he does such a great job with his voice. And I know he hasn't acted like in front of a camera recently in many years. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he's done a lot of voice work. As you guys know, he's done the Joker and he's done other things. So when he talks, he does a great job of getting your attention and getting the information across in such a cool way. Poe Dameron, one of my favorite personal characters, he had a great sort of story arc throughout this whole movie. Finn was very entertaining as well, although I feel like his story wasn't as great. We'll get to that in the cons. But basically, and Snoke, not Snoke, Kylo Ren was also phenomenal. Everyone did a great job here. There's not one bad acting performance in this movie. The sound. John Williams is a gift from God. He has composed some of the greatest music that movies have ever seen. And he's on his A game here. It's Star Wars, man. I don't know what to tell you. Every note, every sound, every music theme that plays in this movie, it's genuine, bona fide Star Wars, and it would not be that way without John Williams. He's phenomenal. I can't say anything else other than that. The scene where this toward the end of the movie where the Millennium Falcon is running from the TIE fighters, they brought back one of my favorite Star Wars themes of all time, the asteroid theme, where it goes like dun 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 dun. They brought that back, and I was just like grinning. I was like, oh my god, that's the greatest thing ever. John Williams, you knocked that out of the park. Hats off to you, sir. The sound effects, everything in the movie is fantastic. Visually, the movie is obviously going to be great. I grew up in the era where technology was sort of advancing, so I can sort of hone in more on things that are fake. Obviously, there's things that are CG in Star Wars. I've always preferred practical, but the CG stuff that is in this movie is very, very, very well done. We're getting to the point where technology will be able to make them basically photorealistic. We're not quite there, but we're pretty close. Things looked very, very good. There is a scene, and this was by far one of the most visually appealing Star Wars scenes ever. For those of you who have already seen the movie, I think you might not know what I'm talking about. There's a scene where this lady, this person who's part of the rebellion, she sacrifices herself by doing a hyperdrive with this capital ship into Snoke's capital ship. And when she goes full throttle and then it goes and impacts to Snoke's ship, it goes dead silent. And then you see a beautiful shot of the ship going through at light speed, and you see the trail left behind. It is just visually mind-blowing. It is so good. That was one of my favorite moments. Okay, at this point in the pros, I'm just going to keep saying my favorite moments of this movie. Again, this is a spoiler review for everyone who's already seen the movie. If you haven't seen this yet, obviously feel free to bookmark this and come back. But I think my favorite scene in the whole movie, well, there's two, but this is the main one. The main scene was when Luke is going to destroy the Jedi sort of archives, like the books that are on the island, and Yoda appears. Frickin' Yoda. And it's obviously Ghost Yoda, but the thing that's great about it, they used the OG looking Yoda, like the one that looks like a puppet, and it was glorious. And he's just there spewing out knowledge just like old Yoda always does to Luke, and makes him like and Luke's like, I have to destroy these books, and Yoda says something like, those books were not page turners, they weren't, or something like that. I butchered that pretty badly, I apologize, but it was so funny. And Yoda, just him on screen talking to Luke again, it made me smile. It made the kid in me smile from when I grew up, on watching the VHS of Empire Strikes Back when he's training with them, and it was just such a joy to see. The finale of this movie, I guess I'll talk about this at the end. So I'll bookmark that for now. But basically, the movie, there's so many great things in the movie. I just listed off some of the pros. There's so many great space battles. There's some great ground battles. All visually amazing. Let's see if I don't think I'm leaving anything out. No, I don't think so. Again, not a professional. Just can ramble as a fan. So let's get to the cons, because there are a couple. And these by no means detract heavily from the movie at all, because overall I would give this movie like a 9.5 out of 10. But the two things that but I don't want, if you think that these things are great, by all means, they're great to you. I'm not trying to say that my opinion is fact or law. There is a sort of side story that Finn goes on with this chick. They have to go to like a casino to try to find a hacker that could break into the Snoke ship for them and get them to disable stuff. And the whole casino thing and like the animals that they ride on to break out and all that stuff. It was entertaining, but I'd rather be watching like Luke train Rey or something, you know? Like, it wasn't the greatest stuff in my opinion. It was okay. The thing that made it better was the guy they met in prison, the shady sort of hacking guy they met. That guy was awesome. If anyone who's seen the movie already, you know who I'm talking about. That guy was a absolute delight. Like, sure, he betrayed them later on, but it's like, he was a character. I loved him. But yeah, it felt like very like there were some really cool action shots and some beautiful landscape shots when they were running along the beach. And there's a lot of cool things there, but it just felt like it detracted a little bit from like the main stuff that was going on. And I didn't really personally get emotionally attached to like those two's relationship that they were developing or they were trying to develop in the movie. So that was just one thing, but again, not a huge complaint. And the second complaint, the humor in this movie is very good. Like, it makes me laugh. It makes everyone in the audience laugh. It's a good time. It does its job. It makes you laugh, and it makes the like lighthearted things happen. My only complaint is it feels too quick paced. It feels like it's not mature humor. And what I mean by that is it's like very kind of slapstick, very fast. Like sometimes like a character will say something and then the character that they're talking to will reply very fast, like a snarky sort of reply. And that's kind of how it is throughout the whole movie. Like every joke is a very quick, like kind of snarky or quick-witted reply or remark that like just because it's quick to like make you laugh. And again, I laughed at almost all of them. I'm not saying I didn't find them funny, but I feel like when I rewatch this movie time and time again, like everyone does for Star Wars movies, I'm not gonna laugh at most of these scenes again because it's like it doesn't have staying power. I don't think it's gonna have staying power. Again, this is only my opinion, but I missed the mature humor of the original trilogy. Like back in the 70s, obviously humor was different. How they approached comedic scenes was different. What I mean by that is there'd be times in the original trilogy where, sure, you would laugh, but it'd be from like a drawn out scene. It'd be like, and it wouldn't come off as like, oh, this is obviously a joke. It wouldn't just come off as being a joke. It would feel more natural, like that character was naturally being funny. Again, I'm sure a lot of you will disagree with me, but I thought the humor could have been slowed down a little bit. It was very quick, snappy, slapstick humor. Again, I laughed at it, but yeah. Last complaint. Actually, no. I meant to talk about this in the pros. Actually, Force Awakens, the episode 7. It felt like everything that happened I could see coming a mile away. There was no real big surprises. Even Han Solo's death was very like scripted in a very kind of annoying, obvious way. Where like you knew he was gonna die like 10 minutes before he actually died, and it followed a lot of the steps that A New Hope did in terms of like the story. This has been talked about many times before, but the thing about this movie is unlike any other Star Wars movie. And what I mean by that is when I was watching the movie, I genuinely never knew what was going to happen next. I avoided spoilers, by the way, for this movie. I did my best and avoided all spoilers for this movie. I had no idea what was going to happen, and every single 10 minutes I was, whoa, how the heck did that happen? Whoa, that was crazy. Like, the scene where Kylo Ren cuts Snoke in half. Like, holy crap, they just killed off Snoke like that? Like, really? That's freaking, that's insane to me. Like, he was the big bad villain, and he's dead now. And there'd be scenes like the very end when it's Kylo Ren versus Luke, and it turns out Luke isn't actually there. He's projecting himself light years away from his rock, and he's using that to divert his attention while the others escape. There is just countless things that keeps you guessing, and you just don't know what's going to happen next. And I love that about this movie. That is easily this movie's biggest strength. It's fresh. Everything that happens you don't really see coming. And especially at the end when Luke just kind of vanishes. We'll talk about the ending now. He just sort of vanishes on the rock. And let me just say, the scene of which Luke vanishes away after he's exhausted from using his powers, it's so beautiful. Like when you see on the horizon the two suns, it's just like, that feels like the perfect sort of ending for Luke. I still wanted to see more of him in this movie. I think they could have used more Luke. But hopefully we get him in like some sort of spirit form, kind of like Obi-Wan was in the original trilogy. Hopefully we get that in episodes 8 or episode 9. Yeah, we're on episode 9 now. Holy crap. But yeah, everyone else gets away. The rebellion's sort of gathering around Rey and Poe and Finn as these newcomers to form the rebellion. And Kylo Ren is basically the new head of the New Order. There's nothing really to go on for what episode 9 could be. It's so strange. Like, you thought Snoke could be the big bad guy, now he's dead. You thought Luke could be around to, like, help things out. He's gone too. And obviously Leia is, rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. She's not going to be here for episode 9. Han's gone. It's sad. Like, all the original gang, except for, like, Chewie. God, if you killed Chewie, I swear I'll never forgive you, Disney. But it's so weird. I have no idea what to expect from episode 9. I really don't. It could be anything. And that's the theme in this movie. It was like, you don't know what's going to happen next. And it was so great because of it. And yeah, guys, go see this movie. Even if you've already seen it, if you haven't already, what are you doing? Go see it. Unless you're not really hate Star Wars or something like that. I hope I did a decent job in this review. Again, not a professional, just a guy with the webcam. Can voice his opinion. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go to bed now because it's almost 3 a.m. in the morning. But I wanted to record this video, and yeah. Until next time, this has been Mighty Gazelle, hoping you all have a mighty day. May the Force be with you all.